Right here now at noon, we are hearing emotional pleas from survivors and family members of the victims of the Old National Bank mass shooting after the filing of a new lawsuit. It alleges negligence by the Louisville store where the shooter purchased his weapon. But first, we do want to turn to southern Indiana, where Homeland Security officials say a man's body was found in the debris from a large house explosion. It happened last night shortly after 6 on North County Road in French Lick. That's about 15 minutes from the French Lick Casino. Indiana State Police say people a half-mile away felt the explosion and people up to 10 miles away heard it. You're looking at what's left of that house. You can see it is destroyed. The Du Bois County Sheriff's Office says 2 people lived there, but only one of them was home at the time. And again, just into the newsroom, we have learned that a man's body has been found there. The area is closed right now until authorities can determine if it is safe. The state fire marshal is also investigating. We have a crew there now investigating this tragedy, and we're going to have more tonight at 4, 5, and 6.
My husband just went to work on April 10th. If it can happen to him and the countless others that have been victims of mass shootings, school children and teachers, people going to movies and concerts who have been massacred by acts of gun violence, it can happen to you or your loved ones too.
Those words from Karen Tutt, wife of Jim Tutt, who was one of the people killed on one of our city's most difficult days. Today, we are hearing from attorneys about that new lawsuit filed by survivors and family members of the victims of the Old National Bank mass shooting. They are now suing the Louisville gun store where the shooter bought the weapon used to kill 5 people and injure several others. Ian Hardwitt is with us with more on this story. Ian, what can you tell us about the foundation of this lawsuit?
Grace, these attorneys are saying the gun store River City Firearms was negligent when they sold the Old National Bank shooter an assault rifle. They characterized the tragedy as one that could have been prevented had the gun never been sold. According to the lawsuit, a witness in the gun store noticed troubling behavior from the gunman when he was buying the weapon. I asked the lawyers, who is this witness? The legal team says it's someone who was acquaintances with people at the bank. They didn't provide any more details on who that witness is, but added that more would come out as the lawsuit develops. Here's what one lawyer had to say about the witness, about what the witness described the shooter's behavior was when he bought that gun.
The complaint states that someone in the gun store said the shooter appeared uneasy, avoided eye contact, and demonstrated a complete lack of knowledge about guns. The shooter allegedly told River City employees that he wanted to purchase an AR-15 for self-defense.
Those attorneys also mentioned the possibility of suing not only the manufacturer of the firearm, but also the producers of the accessories that were sold, like a red dot sight. As for River City Firearms, we've reached out to them over social media to get their response to this lawsuit. They haven't responded yet, but we'll try contacting them later today. At 4 o'clock, we'll continue bringing you live coverage and share more from the lawsuit. For now, I'm Ian Hardwitt in the studio. Grace?
Ian, thank you so much. And like you mentioned, we will have more coverage on this story throughout WHAS 11 News at 4. And if you want to read the entire lawsuit, we have that posted to this story on WHAS11.com. And in just a couple of hours, Mayor Craig Greenberg plans to address growing concern about gun violence in our city. He'll join city, state, and federal officials to announce a new initiative aimed at that issue. This follows the release of the city's new gun violence dashboard back in November. It shows where and when Louisville citizens become victims of violence using data gathered from LMPD. Greenberg will speak at Metro Hall this afternoon at 2 o'clock. The man at the center of the investigation the night Breonna Taylor was killed is behind bars. Jamarcus Glover had been on the run since October after failing to show up in court. U.S. Marshals arrested him Monday. Glover is accused of using children to help transport and sell heroin. His arrest stemmed from the overdose death of a teenager in April. On Monday, investigators found him at a home on Rodman Street that's just north of Churchill Downs near the Taylor-Berry neighborhood. During his arrest, officers report finding large amounts of suspected meth, fentanyl, and ammunition. This afternoon, several people in New Albany are without a place to live after a fire tore through an apartment building. New Albany fire crews tell us it happened at the corner of State and Clay Streets around 2:30 Monday afternoon. This is an area with quite a few homes and businesses, many of which suffered damage. New Albany Fire says 3 upstairs apartments in the building are a total loss. Firefighters rescued one person who was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Everybody else got out safely. Brandy Ham, who lives in one of the apartments, says she was out walking her dog and saw the flames when she got home. Then she says she helped others get out of their units.
Half of them came down the steps and the other half got caught upstairs. And I'm trying to get them to come through the flames, and they didn't want to come through the flames, so they got caught. And they had to jump off the top balcony there.
According to New Albany Deputy Chief Tim Crone, the fire may have originated in a bin next to the apartment building.
I have articles on the side of the building that were on fire. What they were, I don't know. That's not what our investigators are there for. But it does look like common household trash, probably.
The fire also spread to a business located on the first floor of the building. It's called Cake Lady's Dream Shop. The shop said it'll be closed indefinitely due to the fire. The Red Cross is helping those folks who have been displaced. Right now, Hillview police are trying to track down a suspect who they say stole from a local business. Take a look at these photos the department posted to social media. Police say the suspect took decor from outside El Maguey Mexican restaurant in Brooks. It happened around 1:30 in the morning on Sunday. If you know anything about the theft, you can contact Hillview Police at the number on your screen. Looking ahead here a bit today, Louisville's Metro Council will meet again in the ethics trial of Councilman Anthony Piagentini. The council court plans to address the pending motions filed by Piagentini's attorney to dismiss charges against him. This trial comes after the Metro Ethics Commission found Piagentini guilty of 6 ethics violations last year, saying he used his public office to leverage a new job. A trial isn't expected to begin until late February or early March. Today's council meeting is at 5 p.m. The nearly 3-year-long legal fight over the 2021 Kentucky Derby has come to an end. In a social media post yesterday, trainer Bob Baffert says he told his attorneys to dismiss the appeal over Medina Spirit's disqualification. The colt crossed the finish line first on race day, but was later disqualified for a drug violation. In a statement, Baffert says he and the owner of Zidane Racing have decided it's, quote, best to positively focus on the present and future that our great sport offers. Baffert is still suspended from Churchill Downs, and a statement from the racetrack says the dismissal of the appeal does not change the current suspension or deadline to transfer horses for the upcoming 150th Kentucky Derby. That deadline is January the 29th.